But yeah, consciousness pervades the universe. Everything has consciousness. Your partner has consciousness. Your cat has consciousness. The sofa you're sitting on has a form of consciousness. Every atom in the universe has consciousness. And therefore, we can connect with, commune with, and actually utilize this consciousness that's all around us. We just don't know how to because we've been trained to be what I call a solon, a solo being interacting with a few other solo beings. And most of the consciousness of the universe we ignore. Um, so we're not doing that. We are opening ourselves, recognizing the consciousness of all beings, and recognizing that consciousness goes in some very interesting directions. Um, Two of the directions that it goes in that we pay attention to is um, right now, you are something like 10 trillion beings, 10 trillion life forms, and you're acting like one. Um, Unfortunately, a lot of times as you're acting as one, is that it's because you're ignoring 9 trillion of you. We're trying to pay attention to that, and we're trying to actually talk to and honor all the beings that make up this body, that are in the body, on the body, etc. Um, Another direction to go into, though, is the direction of what I'm calling now a meta being. I'm working with a lot of language and trying language out because we don't have a readily available language to talk about this stuff unless you get into one religion or the other. And as soon as you get into the religious in one religion or another, you start excluding the other ones, and we don't want to do that. So, I've been referring to them as us as holo beings or meta beings, beings that are made up of smaller beings. All of us can, well, I shouldn't say all of us. I hope all of us know and have seen the beauty of a murmuration, the starlings swooping and twirling through the sky. Um, that is another level of consciousness. You get 10 starlings and you throw them up in the air, and they're not going to do that. You have to have the right number of them, and they have to be in the right configuration. And they can then take on forms and they can do things that regular starlings can't do. That is true with every other being. That is what we're trying to awaken with the catalyst meditation. So it's not you feeling good about yourself. I'm sorry, not just you feeling good about yourself. I want you to feel good about yourself. But I want this to be an opportunity for you to step out of your individualized consciousness into a larger consciousness. As far as I know, the only thing you have to do is want it. Or the only thing you have to do is not block it. Okay? Um, like 14 minutes ahead of the magic moment. So let's go through. Okay, so I talk about holo beings, I talk about meta beings, I talk about colony beings, and this is important. And the reason that it's important is that this is our next step for humanity. When you start thinking about all of the free flowing crap that we got going on right now on our planet, And most Americans think about being at an American level, like our problems are the world's problems. We don't even know what's going on in most of our world. We don't even know the problems we cause in the rest of the world. And we don't have any solutions for any of it. In the kind of thinking, the Solon thinking, the breaker thinking, the individualized consciousness thinking. We are coming up with different solutions. And we come up with different solutions because we see the problem differently. So, what we're coming up with is this notion that when we are joined together, we'll be able to do things that us as individuals could never do. That we're laying the groundwork for the first time on this planet for human beings to act like one species. It's when you think about how much time that we spend separating from each other, um, it's pretty shocking. Okay, and if I keep going down that road, I'm going to start preaching, and I don't want to do that right now. So let me, excuse me, I gotta um, find, oh, I got it. Okay, find something here. Um, so let me walk through um, the steps of the catalyst meditation. Takes about 20 minutes, so this is not going to be like a major use of your time. For those of you who don't know me or never seen my computer, I've got two screens. I use Chrome, and right now I have somewhere between 280 and 300 tabs open. They're collected in groups of 30 or so. And if I got the right tab in front of me, I'm doing really well. And if not, I have to find it. And I've gotten really good at it. So I just went through all 280 some, and I found it. So let me walk you through the experience. I'm then going to turn on and ask if anyone has any really quick questions, because at the bottom of the hour, we're going to get started. Um, so first thing I do is welcome people. Not all of us who have done the daily meditation are able to do it every day. So I also welcome the people who have been on the meditation and can't join us. We then center ourselves, and we'll be doing that. And part of that is going to be a breathing exercise. Part of that is going to be silent, centering, but centering with each other. Now, remember, with most meditations, you're centering on yourself. We are going to be centering on the whole. Easily done when you're face to face with people. Very difficult to do that on a Zoom call. We're going to do the best we can. Um, we then are going to set some intentions. What is our intention as we are here? And one of our main intention is reawakening this connection to something. Um, I'm saying Gaia. I'm saying Mother Earth. Um, I am saying the holonic consciousness, but I am not saying you as an individual. I'm also clearly not saying universal consciousness, okay? Because it's easy to, when you start thinking of the entire universe, to get out into outer space and be landing in concept land. And I really want us to be centered in this collection of beings, in the collection of beings around us, etc. Um, Then we acknowledge our connection to all beings. Um, and that includes, I don't have a good word for your guts, but yeah, all the folks who are living in your guts, and also all of the meta beings that surround us and the meta beings that we make up. We set some declarations, and by declarations, our statement of who we are, who we intend to be, the direction that we're going in. This stuff is really malleable, and if you make a commitment to the Catalyst meditation, you get this, and you get to put your fingerprints in this. Like, I think we should say this instead of that, and and grow this. Um, So we set the intentions, we acknowledge our connections, we blend all these connections. So you'll be connected to dolphins, and you'll be connected to whales, and you'll be connected to mosquitoes, and anything else in the middle. Uh, the entire green nation. Um, so after we've blended our energies, after we set our declarations, we'll then meditate in silence for 8 to 10 minutes or so. And that or so-ness of it is me feeling my way through the process also. Um, and we end with our inclusivity mantra. And those of you who have done work with me before know what that is. And if you haven't done any work with me before, you'll listen in, and you are hereby ordered to like it. And I will. We will do things like that. Okay, the way we do this is we have to keep our microphones off because there are so many different noises going on all around us. But if you need to, if you want to say something, you can raise your digital hand, and that's the little hand that comes with all of our that you can put up in the corner, or you can wave your meat hand around, or you can just unmute yourself. And if I see that your microphone has gone hot, I generally say, well, your microphone is hot. Do you want to say something? Um, we're going to do one of those three things right now. If anybody has a question or a comment or a thought that is relevant to what's going on right now, how we do this, please digital hand, meat hand, or unmute yourself. While I sip it, one of the traditions is my mushroom tea before and after the meditation. That gives me an opportunity and also a mandate to shut up. Not seeing any hands, so not seeing any microphones, so I'm assuming that everybody's happy. Um, during the meditation, some people have their screens on. Some people have their screens off. Um, if you have disturbances in your life field that I'm going to see on the screen, I would appreciate um, you not having your screen on. If you have people walking through, if you've got some people are at their jobs, they have their co-workers walking around in the background. Yeah, if you want to turn your screen off, that's okay. I'd appreciate it if your screen is on when we are. Oh, didn't mention the end of the meditation. The end of the meditation has a real, honest to goodness, hard stop end. I say thank you. I generally turn off the recording, but this time I won't, because we're recording for the other two sessions that are coming up today, the 2 o'clock session and then the 7 o'clock session. And so I usually turn it off, and then we have an informal discussion. How did you find the meditation? What happened with you? Did it seem fast? Did it seem slow? Or we have, there are people who bring up issues that they're dealing with, etc. You don't have to be part of that if you don't want to be. There are people who, because of their jobs, and I'm waiting for a couple of people to come in because they have to zoom in and then zoom out. They'll just say goodbye, gotta go, and they go. Um, if you want to stay on board, we will go probably 15 minutes or so, maybe as long as 30 minutes, but I'm going to truncate our time today because I got other things to do. I got to get ready for these other two meditations after blowing the introduction by not turning the recording on. Okay, I'm still not seeing any um, microphones on. I don't see any hands up. I think that means everybody is either happy or stunned or in some other way, uh, maybe already in the holonic meditation, maybe already in this holonic state and wondering um, why I'm running my mouth like this. Okay, we usually start 1 or 2 minutes after the hour, after the bottom of the hour. And the reason for that is to just give people the opportunity to get in, to get settled, get yourself adjusted, etc. Um, Another thing that I do is oops, this is really annoying. I, you know how you reset something on your phone by accidentally touching it? Well, the uh, Zoom is now sending out this message that says you're in a Zoom call. It's like, I know I'm in a Zoom call. I don't need your help on this. Thank you. Um, so um, so I spend time doing what I'm doing right now, making sure I have the right tabs in front of me. And I am going to get ourselves started. I'm already recording. I'm not seeing anybody else coming in. Oh, I do let other people in if I can see them and if it doesn't disturb my flow. Um, we've got 14 people here. It's a minute after the bottom of the hour. I am I am checking for stragglers, and we are about to start. Everyone is muted except me. And this would be the time when I would say I'm turning on the recording, but the recording's already on. Um, so I am going to say hello, everyone, and welcome to this first of our weekly Catalyst meditations. Welcome to those who are on the call right now. Welcome to those who um, would be following on the outline. I don't see anyone on the outline right now. Welcome to those who have been with us in the daily meditations in the past but can't be here today. Um, I am going to start us out with our centering meditation. Um, I use an app that is a breathing meditation. And what we do is we're focusing on ourselves, and we're focusing on all others, and we're focusing on all beings. We're going to center for 3 minutes using the breathing app. So you're going to breathe along with the app. And then for 3 more minutes, we're going to be doing a silent centering. And I'll call us back from that. So I'm starting the app now, and you should hear it. So you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and if you can continue your centering breathing for another 3 minutes. So if we can bring our consciousness back to our mutual center, we'll set our intentions. As the imaginal cells within a chrysalis come together to form the butterfly out of the disintegrated caterpillar cells, we come together to form a gateway for the meta consciousness of the mind of Gaia. We act for ourselves personally, and we act as aspects of Mother Earth. Holonic consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe. Every atom in the universe holds consciousness. It is always with us. We're acknowledging that now because many humans have forgotten and many humans are in denial. We act to reawaken our connection to Gaia for the benefit of all living beings. And now we acknowledge our connection to all beings. This connection includes all humans, including those who have gone before and those who are to come. All beings who thrive on and in the air. All beings who thrive on and in the water. All beings who thrive on and in the earth. All beings who thrive on and in our bodies. All beings of the green realms. All meta beings, including the earth as a living meta being, air as a living meta being, fire as a living meta being, water as a living meta being, all colony beings, meta beings are collections of solo beings, and that includes murmurations, colonies, schools, hives, pods, flocks, herds, migrations, swarms, and other types of meta beings, and all other forms of consciousness, known and unknown to us. Having acknowledged these beings, we now blend our energies. May all who are part of Mother Earth be connected to and in perfect health, harmony, and balance with each other and with Gaia for the common good. We are in perfect physical health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect emotional health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect relational health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect mental health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spiritual health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect holonic health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spatial and temporal health, harmony, and balance. We are in the perfect place, at the perfect time, in the perfect conditions, and with the perfect beings. We now set our declarations. We declare that Gaia, Mother Earth, is becoming the ultimate organizing, governing principle, the way that humans govern their behavior on this planet, replacing all other forms of human governance. In this way, human behavior becomes the will of the earth. We declare that humans are colony beings. We deepen and expand our human murmurations. We declare that Gaia, Mother Earth, is providing all necessary resources to achieve the vision of a world that works for all living beings. We declare that we are creating a political and economic system where all beings participate in it, all beings are in relationship with it, all beings own it, all beings benefit from it, and all beings govern it for the common good. So we now meditate within this holonic energy, within the energy of Mother Earth. While we're meditating, we're listening for any messages we may receive. We're making any personal requests that we may have. And we're deepening and expanding our human experience of our human murmurations. And we're going to meditate this way for approximately 8 minutes, starting now. if we can come back to our mutual center, we will conclude our catalyst meditation with our inclusivity mantra. If you wish, you can repeat after me with your microphone still off, or you can just listen. And I'll try to do this slow enough for us to keep up. May I be well. May I be secure. May I be happy. May you be well. May you be secure. May you be happy. May we be well. May we be secure. May we be happy. And may all beings be well. May all beings be secure. And may all beings be happy. And so it is, and so it shall be. And this is the time that I would normally cut off the recording and start drinking my tea and start talking informally. We're going to do some of that, but we're going to do that with the recording on. And the reason for that is, again, we're doing this for the 2 o'clock gathering, and we're also doing this for the 7 p.m. gathering. So, but I'm going to ask if there's anyone who has any observations, thoughts, occurrences. Did anything happen to you? Did anything come to you? Messages for you, messages for others, etc. I'm going to be looking at our regulars here, and some of our regulars are still invisible. And I'm not seeing any microphones going on, and I'm also not seeing any hands going up. This is a time I'll just keep talking, and you've had your opportunity. Or there are times we just end early, just like, okay, we're everybody feels complete. See you tomorrow, or in our case, see you in a week. But Tara, I see your hand up, and
I
you are
can't resist. I cannot
Yes.
resist. The image of murmuration, the metaphor of murmuration, was actually what I took into that sense of allness that I think this group represents. So thank you for that.
Thank you for being part of the murmuration. So, Mark.
Yes. The the feeling that I experience with this meditation is that when it goes into the holonic and the inclusiveness of everything, sometimes I'm able to go with that expansion and literally have a felt sense of it. And other times it feels like it's so big, so vast that I can kind of have a sense of just kind of floating around in it, but not really connecting with it fully. So there's a sense of it, and there's a sense that it's so vast that, I'm not able to really hold it. Not that I need to hold it, but so this is a practice, I think, that is definitely going to help us go beyond the individual, sense and to the collective. but it does feel vast sometimes. It feels so big. I feel like I'm trying to kind of pull myself back into a sense of being grounded in me.
Yeah, I had a experience. I went to the Grand Canyon, and if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon, it's like, oh my God, the Grand Canyon. And as I was looking out into the vastness of the Grand Canyon, my mind just turned it into a wall. I was like standing like maybe 100 feet or so from a really, really big wall. And I'm just kind of, it's like not doing anything for me. And then, um, Leanna waves and then she has to go to work. So that was her wave. Um, and um, so there was this airplane that flew through my wall, and I'm like, oh my God, that's not a wall, that's the Grand Canyon. So holding vastness is fairly hard. So Angie first. If you're talking, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. Shoot. Um, we're definitely not hearing you. You want to dump out and come back? Okay. Um, Liza, Angie has uh, talking issues from time to time. So how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, good. Been a while.
It has. First, thank you for this. It's very much in alignment with other work that I've been engaged with. I had a couple of just logistical questions, and I put one in the
Mhm.
chat, but I noticed you're not wearing your glasses, so I thought I would ask it out loud.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you've been saying weekly, but I thought I saw in the email it's every 2 weeks on the new and full moon.
No, I was trying to say, I said a lot of things, okay? And I'm not, you don't hold me to anything I said. So we want this to be weekly, okay? In fact, I would like to have it available a couple of times a week. There are some people who just their jobs or whatever, they can't commit to every day, but they want to do this. So it's going to be available at least weekly. I was saying it just happened that today's the new moon, and it happened that next week is the first quarter, and the week after that is the full moon. Okay, so it's stacked like that.
So it's just
I good.
be always on a Thursday at Thursday morning, and sometimes it'll correspond with a moon and sometimes it won't. Is that
That's the game plan right now. Okay, we've got these three that are corresponding, but if we want it to be something that corresponds um, on the phase of the moon and not on the solar calendar, we can do that. If we want to make it, an evening event as opposed to a morning event, we can do that. Um, I want to do whatever it takes for us to deepen this holonic consciousness. Um, as you know, I spent a lot of time in Sri Lanka doing work there, and for them, every full moon is a holiday and a Poya day, and the banks are closed, and you can't buy alcohol, and the schools are closed, and the only thing that has happened is that the moon has come up. Okay, and I just thought that was so earth centering. I mean, I felt like, and it doesn't matter when the Poya day can be on a Sunday, can be on a Wednesday, but if it's a full moon, you're gonna close down. So we can start a process where we start becoming um, phase conscious. Um, Even phases like high tide and low tide, which I have no connection with. So So something
I,
like that.
I just want to know where to find you. And sounds like the answer is keep watching for an email that
Um,
would provide that information.
well, number one, yes, but for the next 3 weeks, you know where to find us. Okay.
Right.
You've got the link. Next week, I probably will start it at 7 o'clock again for the discussion phase for those who need it, or those who are new to the meditation. But after a while, we may phase that out because there are not um, uh, we don't need that. I want to, Angie, I want to do something before you. I noticed that there were some messages that came in. Jeannie is still with us. She
And
says,
Sharif, I
"Oh, I'm
still
sorry.
had a question too, but carry on.
Your time
But
is gone." I'm sorry. That was called a joke. Yes.
the other question also logistic, and it's
Hmm.
actually somebody else asked this in the chat.
Hmm.
Will there be, I know you've got a very generous YouTube page. Is
Hmm.
there a YouTube with just the guided meditation part of this if we want to
Hmm.
tap in, you know, regularly in between when the group isn't in session?
Um, no, I've been pondering this. You're pushing the ponder toward doing it. But the thing I'm concerned about is um, I feel this is um, I just don't know how much energy comes through something, a medium like Zoom or a medium like YouTube or whatever. And I really want to encourage us to do this connected and live. Um, Mark, who's sitting right there, is doing this connected and live tonight in Grand Rapids, and will tell us how that went. Okay, um, and the idea of putting something online for people to tap in whenever they want to, I'm willing to explore that. I'm willing to play with that.
So may I suggest an interval stop on that progression would
Hmm.
be a private YouTube
Hmm.
unlisted link that
Hmm.
you send to those who have participated in the live.
Hmm.
Because, like, for example, I mean, I can reconjure without your guidance, basically what we
Hmm.
did, but it was
Hmm.
actually very lovely to have that guidance and to
Hmm.
just be in passive rather than, to be in receptive rather than leading mode.
There
So,
are times there are times when I actually put the recording on for our daily so that I can sit there and say, "Oh, okay, yeah."
and
So,
I can
yeah,
see wanting to do this as part of my daily practice
right.
in between showing up for the group practice. And
Yeah,
if
yeah,
somebody has attended the group, we are linked in. So
right.
we're still linked, but just across time and space. So if you shared the recording with those who have attended one and received, the link in, so to speak,
Right.
uh, then that would allow us to strengthen the practice in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah. So I'm leaning in that direction now. So I think I'm just about all the way over. Let me see how that works. I've had this. I wanted to do this weeks and even months ago. Angie can attest to the number of times. I think I got it worked out. I think I got it. Oh, I don't have it worked out. So every time we say we're going to do something, there's a technical thing, a hoop I've got to jump through. I think that's a small hoop. So let's explore that. You should see that within a week or so, with it by next week. If you don't see it in a few days, send me an email and remind me because stuff flows on and off of my plate. So,
I
uh,
understand.
yeah. Okay, thank you. Angie, being patient. Let's see if we can hear you this time. There we go.
Can you hear me now? Yay. My computer and I have an interesting relationship.
Yeah,
So
don't we all?
yeah. Well, I just wanted to show that it was really interesting today having more people in the meditation because I could feel everybody's energy and it kind of felt like for a little while we were kind of circling. I had a sense of movement, and then right towards the end it's like everything got completely quiet, you know. And I mean, it feels like we all just kind of went, like we came together and there was a hum, like kind of like what you get when you do an Om meditation. There's a certain kind of energy right before you started speaking. So it was really, really wonderful just to kind of feel everybody there, to feel new energy. But it's like we all kind of did this for a while, and it was like, that was that's the best way I can put that into words, you know. But I'm excited to kind of see a new phase kind of open up for the group because I feel like that's really happening. So
Yeah. And I don't want to overstress. Also don't want to minimize um, the energy of having a at least a temporary physical location with Grand Rapids doing a small group in Grand Rapids doing this for some time, and it will. I hope it encourages other people in other places to come together physically. I'm looking at, actually, there were a number of people on the call earlier who I recognized as Portland addresses. And so if you can get 5 or 6 people going in Portland and find a location for us, that would be good. Um, um, I am doing a tour. Hopefully, I keep saying everything I say. Just keep pushing it back a few weeks at a time. But I'm doing a tour of places where there are people who are interested in doing something in terms of the holonic consciousness. Um, that's going to be Los Angeles. I was supposed to be in Los Angeles, and they decided to set the place on fire. So I, I remember I was speaking at in Oakland, California, one time, and this was like a big to do. So somebody arranged to give me the keys to the city um, before my presentation. And that night they had a riot in Oakland. I was like, where do I hand over these keys? So yeah, so I'm the Los Angeles fires are all my fault. Um, and maybe Grand Rapids, maybe St. Louis. See, Greg is still on the line. Um, I am also planning on going back to Sri Lanka for the first time in years and years. For those of you who have been familiar with the work in Sri Lanka, Dr. Aryaratne has passed on and has handed things over to his eldest son and his eldest daughter. And I've been talking with them, and we may be doing some face-to-face talking to see what, if anything, I can do to be helpful in a community, a nation that has already gone down the toilet. There's no, this is the place that they have gone is where all the rest of us are going. So they got there first. And the ways that we will survive are going to be coming out of the consciousness of those areas. Is that going to be a consciousness that is connecting, or is that going to be a consciousness that is separating? So if you look at two different islands, Sri Lanka on the one hand and Haiti on the other hand, how we deal with the white waters of our relationship will depend solely upon our consciousness. And as we strengthen the holonic consciousness, we can start seeing some things that will be different. I was trying to find something for you to show you what a human murmuration looks like. And if I can find it, and there it is. It's only 44 seconds. And I gotta make it smaller because all of y'all just disappeared. And I gotta put this over here. Remember my 300 windows, I got to get things organized here. So we form connections between people that are not physical connections. And we form those connections when we're either thinking about it or when we're not thinking about it. And so here's a murmuration when we're not thinking about it. And this happens daily. About 500 feet that way is the Lloyd Center, which is an urban shopping mall, and they have an ice rink in the middle of it. And this is what the ice rink looks like. I hope you can all see it. You don't need to hear anything. And these folks are ice skating in a counterclockwise direction. They always ice skate in a counterclockwise direction. There's no one that makes them skate in a counterclockwise direction. They always do this. If you went down there right now and said, "Why are you skating counterclockwise?" they would say, "What are you talking about? I'm just out here skating." The other thing that you could that you see, I'm sorry, Bob, I go here 3 or 4 times a week because this is a great place to write. I'll do that. I'll show you that again. That's a real short one. It's a great place to write, and if I get my fingers out of the camera's way. They have people with varying abilities on the ice. You'll see people holding onto the railings there, and then you see other people doing jumps and twirls, etc. The interesting thing is, you never, ever, ever see anyone run into anyone else. Some of these folks are really good, and some of them are really fast, and they will come close to each other, and then at the last moment just swerve off. You see, okay, that's enough of that. Okay, since you insist, one more time. Um, so you will see people skating backwards directly into each other, and then at the last minute swerve away. I've been up, I sit up, that's my my usual sitting area right there. That's my view. And I will sit up there 3 times a week for the past year. And I've never seen people running into each other. And there's a caveat on that. About a month after this, about a week after this was taken, this view, there's a kid that did a jump and landed wrong and broke his leg. They actually had to take him off the ice in a wheelchair. And so I've seen more people break their bones than run into each other. It's a quality of a murmuration. No one has to be out there. Make sure you don't run into each other. Make sure you maintain the counterclockwise movement here. Beings murmurate. And we like doing it, which is why we keep doing it. And there's no reason other than we like doing that. Okay, I've got 20 after the hour. If there are any other questions or comments or thoughts, I will entertain them now. I am all out of tea, so my my go juice for running my mouth is is running short. So Mark, you've got you got your meat hand up.
Yeah, I just put a few things in the chat earlier, just with kind of going with what Liza was talking about too. To be able to have the meditations recorded, I think would be really helpful to get people at least into the meditations if they can't work it out into their schedule, even though you're offering 3 times. The other thing is, with the Grand Rapids group, I was thinking, well, I think I'm going to have to do the the pre-discussion for those who didn't attend the series that I offered. And rather than try to do the pre-discussion live with every individual that comes in, I'd love to be able to direct them toward your recorded pre-discussion and just ask them, have you seen Sharif's pre-discussion? If you have, come, and then it'll really make sense and you can just kind of assimilate in very easily. So just wanted to reiterate that.
That part is number one, easy. Number two, already being planned. It would have been helpful if I had actually recorded the first 10 minutes of the the pre-discussion, but I'm going to see if I can rescue it from fireflies.
How about if you recorded it on the 2:00? Just record it again.
I hadn't planned on saying it. I planned on having the recording for the 2:00 group, but I may wind up doing it again for the 2:00 group, and hopefully that time I'll remember to hit record. So, one way or another, it will exist. And I'm actually thinking about doing the whole thing all over again because it was a little bit choppy, and there's some things I didn't cover. Um, okay, that's my wrapping. Let's wrap this up. Okay, I do my beauty queen wave, and I will look forward. Oh, I guess, if you are interested in the daily meditation, leave a message in the chat box. Uh, um, Liza is saying, I do better recordings without an audience to sidetrack me. You have no idea what can sidetrack me. um, so I don't take total responsibility for being sidetracked here. So I will say bye now. I will look forward to all of us on next week, next Thursday, same time, and we'll go and do this. And I'll try to get this up so that other people can enjoy it. Fare thee well. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye bye.